going to do something a little different today. I don't know how different. To me, it feels different. I'm going to tell you a story about my childhood and connect the dots to about living your dreams, maybe. So let me start somewhere. I'll start here first. So I've been watching videos about cave spelunkers. You know, people go down in the holes in the ground and check things out. Most of these videos, you know, there's some sort of tragedy that happens. People get stuck or die, or, you know, something happens, rocks break off, you know, terrible things. And I've been reading the comment section of these videos, and the consensus is these people are crazy. They should not be going down in holes in the ground because it's unsafe. And I don't know, they just absolutely think this is a ridiculous idea that you're going to go down into a hole in the ground. And I guess that's true. It is kind of unsafe, I'll give you that. But people do unsafe things all the time, and they think it's completely fine, like, you know, getting in a car. I mean, think about it. I think it's like the first or second most common cause of death, you know, accidental death is car accidents. I don't know. But it's high, it's way up there. People die, it happens, it's terrible, I'm sure, you know. To call somebody crazy for doing something, I don't agree with. And, you know, living your dreams, I think a person has a right to do something, even if it's a little bit dangerous. I mean, people bungee jump, people skydive, you know, those things are unsafe. I was on a submarine. A lot of people think that's crazy too. You know, it just takes all kinds of people to make the world go around. And, you know, you can go into those caves that are tour guide gate caves, you know, you pay for. I think there's 2 or 3 in the state of Missouri, at least 3, I guess, that I've been in, that you can tour through. And, you know, somebody had to explore those before it became a tour guide destination, or, you know, visitor's destination, or vacation destination, whatever the case is. Those folks who comment in the comment section may be hypocritical, especially if they've been in a paid tour guide cave, or if they've done anything a little risky. There are things in my life that I won't do. You know, I don't think I'm going to ever skydive. It's not something I'm excited about. Bungee jumping, nah, I'm not too excited about it. You know, you go to Six Flags, you know, those theme parks. Those are kind of dangerous. You know, people do die on those rides. But at least you get to sue somebody, I guess. I guess that's the benefit. Now, I'm not necessarily in agreement that if you're going to put your life in danger, that you get trapped or stuck or hurt or, you know, whatever. You know, mountain climbing. If you're going to go mountain climbing, don't expect anybody to come save you. I don't agree with that. If you're going to go spelunking, don't expect anybody to come save you because you wanted to put your life at risk. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But don't expect someone else to put their life at risk to come save your, you know, not intelligent person. Those folks who are saying that people shouldn't go down there, they're crazy, you know, all that stuff, have never experienced going down into a cave. It's just a beautiful sight. Especially, you know, if you've been into a tour guide cavern, I'm sure you thought that there was some really neat stuff. The geology of it, and, you know, just all kinds of stuff. But I can say that I've been cave exploring, spelunking in my life, and it was the most fondest memory I've ever had. Now, I'm sure the people are going to just think this is absolutely ludicrous. Why would somebody do this? But the story does get worse, because I was less than 10 years old. My mom and dad divorced when I was 10, so they were still together when my father, and I think even my mother went one time, went cave exploring. We went. There was a cave in Jefferson County, Missouri, in House Springs, Missouri. It's on Highway PP. You walk off, my memory is vague. So vague, I was talking to Dad about it today, and I was asking questions. Is my memory correct on this? Is my memory correct on that? And there were some things I had absolutely right, and some things I was way off on. But that's okay. He made sense out of it. Why my thinking would have been off. But anyway, you go down to PP was just a 2-lane road, and it ended up in a trailer park. So you pulled off to the side of the road, and you did it at night, I guess, because you didn't want to get in trouble. And you walked into the woods, and there was this slope, kind of like a bowl shape slope. And at the center of the bowl shape was a hole, a significant size hole. And my dad would lower me down. You know, everybody said that they had to, what is it when you get on the rope and you have to go down, you know with all that stuff on, you know. But anyway, they would lower me down, so I had an elevator. It was great. And it was a shaft that had an opening. So you went down into your, I guess it's perspective of which direction you were actually pointing, but I remember it was on my right. So let's just put it my right. It was on my right. There was an opening, and you walked in, and you curved around, and it was just a huge, I mean huge, cathedral place. It was absolutely incredible, breathtaking. Even as a small child, I recognized the significance of what we were doing when we walked in there. Oh, it was something else. It was just something else. Now, my sister was handicapped. She was never got above 3 feet tall. She broke bones really easy, so she didn't go. And I regret that. I do. But you know, if there was a way, I'm sure Dad would have figured out to take her, because he never let her off the hook of anything. You know, she had to have a normal life. So anyway, went down there, and I guess Mom was with us the first time. My memory, the first time we went down there, I don't know. I'm sure Dad would make corrections on my story here, but it doesn't matter. It's my memory, and it was my good time. So I'm telling you my perspective of it. I was pretty young. So anyway, we never went too deep into the tunnels. You know, we went in the main tunnels, and you had to crawl. I mean, it was very muddy, very muddy. And we had headlamps, and you know, the whole, you know, back then you had those 6-volt battery packs. You know, they had 2 little spring negative and positive connectors, and that sat in a holster with the, so we would crawl through there. And the thing is, what amazes me is, I remember their passages being very tight. Now imagine, I'm not a big guy as it is, so as a child I was pretty tiny. So let's say I was 8 years old, and I'm thinking these passages are tight. But the adults are going through these passages too. So I don't think we were unsafe. I don't think Dad put us in jeopardy of anything. So I remember coming out of it, and then I remember at least 2 more times that I went, but I can only connect one time that we went. So Dad owned a bakery in Jefferson County, Missouri, and he had 2 employees, Jim and Ralph. Jim was very athletic, and Ralph was kind of a bigger guy. And so he wanted Jim and Ralph to go with him. Now, these guys probably were just fresh out of high school, but Dad, you know, he wasn't that old either. He was probably 20, he probably wasn't even 28 yet. Might be 26, 27 years old. So we go, and I don't know how Ralph got down into the cave. I don't remember. But of course, remember, they lowered me down. So Ralph came down somehow or another. I'm thinking that they had a rigging, because Jim was really athletic, remember this. So they must have had some sort of rigging, and Dad and Jim lowered Ralph down, because I don't think Ralph could have done it himself. And, you know, Dad come down, and then Jim, he had all the fancy equipment with the carabiners and all, you know, all that stuff. And he came down like a real mountain man. And we went spelunking, and I don't remember much of that trip. I remember thinking, I've got experience, more experience doing this than 2 of the adults there. So it was pretty, you know, exciting. I knew more than these guys did. And I really liked Jim and Ralph. I loved Ralph to death. He was like an older brother to me. I mean, he was the coolest guy. He had a redone, they refurbished a 1957 Chevy Bel Air. Oh, what a beautiful car. It was red and had white streaks going down it with the big fins on the back. Oh, that was a beautiful car. Anyway, but you know, I like Jim too, a lot. I just didn't get as personal with Jim as I did with Ralph. I hung out with Ralph. I think Ralph probably babysitted us a few times. I remember Ralph taking me down in his basement. We put model cars together. He had a model of his 57 Chevy. So he painted it all up, and that's what he based his car off of. So he let me put a truck together, a model truck. So anyway, I mean, I'm way off topic, but so I had a lot of fun thinking these guys, you know, I love so much. I know more than these guys. So we're down in there. I guess we explore for a while. Now, Ralph smoked cigarettes. So I guess we didn't stay down there very long because Ralph wanted to get out. Now, my memory, because I talked to Dad today, and Dad's memory of this is completely different. The thing is my memory also has some aspect of Dad's memory. So I'm thinking Dad's memory is probably right. So we get to the opening, and of course, Dad scurries up, Jim scurries up, and then they pull me up. You know, it's an elevator ride for me. It's great. I love it. And then they try to get Ralph up. And I remember them getting Ralph about halfway up, and he says, put me down, I can't do it. So they lower him down. Now here's where my memory and Dad's memory separates. I remember going back to the house and Dad putting a ladder together out of 2x4s to put down into the cave. But Dad remembers that I stayed with Ralph because Ralph didn't want to be left alone. And the thing is I have a bit of memory of being down in the cave alone with Ralph. After I kind of remember that. And I remember that he smoked a cigarette and it completely filled the entrance area of the cave because the air was being sucked down, so it was just the smoke wasn't going anywhere. So he had to put that out. But that's all I remember. And, you know, my memory could be confusing. They come back, and they put the ladder. I remember the ladder coming down, so they must have pulled me out again, and then put the ladder down, because I remember the ladder being lowered down, and this is late at night. And they had to assemble the ladder on site, because it was, you know, Dad had 8-foot boards. They made it out of, 2x4. And so he had to assemble the two 8-foot sections because only 8 feet would fit in the back of the truck there on site. And they lowered it down. Ralph came out. Well, they left the ladder there. And I know why they left it there. They left it there so the next time we went exploring, we didn't have to climb up and down, and Ralph could get in and out a little bit easier. Well, a few months later, a group of kids went down there and got stuck. And so they came and got them out of there. And on the news, they said there was a primitive ladder at the entrance of the cave. And Dad was offended by that. A primitive ladder? That ladder cost $40. So anyway, they capped off the cave. Nobody could go down it anymore. So that was kind of disappointing. So why am I telling you this? Because that is a memory that I cannot let go of. I remember in 2nd grade, Mrs. Mraz was the teacher, and we had show and tell. And Dad, I know you're not supposed to do this, and somebody's going to complain, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Dad chipped off one stalactite and one stalagmite. Now, stalactite is the ones that hang from the top because they got to hang on tight. And you have a stalagmite down at the bottom that goes up. So stalactite goes down, stalagmite goes up. And the reason I remember this is because in show and tell, I had to explain all this. And these stalactites, stalagmites that I had, and I was showing this off to the class. It never occurred to me that the teacher thought I was lying. So she called Dad to inform him that I was lying to the class about being in a cave. You know, she was sensitive about it. And apparently Dad, I mean, I've heard this story several times, Dad was kind of snickering to himself, ha ha ha, yeah. And she's done, scolding me and saying that what kind of punishment we need to inflict on me and all that stuff. And he says, but the thing is everything he said was true. So, but anyway, the memory is absolutely fascinating. And I find it, We've become a society of little chickens. We're just chicken of everything. Oh, no, we got to be safe. The government's got to protect us. We need to cap off these caves so people can't go down and get hurt. No, that's not what we need to do. We need to let everybody do what they want to do because this is a free country. What we don't need to do is have everybody come save you when you get stuck. And that was the thing my grandma said to Dad. Jim and Ralph went over to Grandma's house to pick us up. 'Cause I don't know why we were there, but anyway, we were over to Grandma's house, and they came over to pick us up. And Grandma said, "Where are you going to be so when you die, I can put a headstone there?" Because Grandma wasn't going to call anybody to save us. She did not believe in risking other people's lives for something that we wanted to do that was stupid. And that's I agree with her 100%. No, you don't put other people's lives in there because you got stuck. Just put a headstone there and call it good. So, I remember that was the first time I used potted ham too. I need to put that in the story. Dad brought potted ham so we could eat in the cave. It's a good memory. And I would hate not to have that memory. Because society says, oh no, you shouldn't be in there. Cap them off. Which they did cap off. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to a video over to my other channel. Very appreciative if you go check it out. So if I can inspire you to stop being an American chicken so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.